Welcome to a new edition of South Sound Business Report. Today looking at top places to work. Stay tuned. Hello, I'm Jeff Rounds. Thank you for being with us today. And thanks also to Rainier Connect, a locally owned telecommunications company that's sponsoring today's broadcast. Each year since 2005, the Business Examiner has produced a program to recognize special workplaces in the South Sound. Employers who care enough about their staff and employees to provide a working environment and a series of employee benefits to make them a top place to work. On today's program, we'll visit the 4 honorees of 2012, talk with their leaders, and with some of their staff. But first, this message.
Here in Tacoma, there's a unique telecommunications company that knows how to serve their local community.
We believe in doing business locally, giving back, and connecting local businesses. And with Rainier Connect being a local provider, we feel it's essential for us to do business with them.
Rainier Connect, one company working to grow your business or to simply help you connect.
Thank you for choosing Rainier Connect.
About 300 persons gathered in the McGavick Center at Clover Park Technical College for the 2012 Top Places to Work event. Company leaders, accompanied by many staff members and family, joined to celebrate their success in creating company cultures, employee benefit programs. A judging panel had evaluated human resource policies and benefits. At least 1/3 of all staff members completed an anonymous survey that collected the inside view of each nominee that the judges then considered. Altogether, there were 32 finalists this year, and honors were awarded in 5 separate evaluation categories, and then an overall recognition of nonprofit, small, medium-sized, and large business. Heritage Bank is the 2012 Large Company Top Place to Work. This 85-year-old financial institution, headquartered in downtown Olympia, has almost 300 employees serving customers from 27 branches, from Seattle to Portland, primarily in community neighborhood locations. This is Brian Vance, President and Chief Executive Officer. This is an institution that's been in a rather turbulent industry over the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, as some financial institutions were severely challenged by the Great Recession and other weaknesses. Heritage Bank was really strongly positioned to step up and, in fact, rescue some of these networks, wasn't it?
Yes, we were. We had the good fortune of having strong financial strength to not only weather the storm, the economic storm that we've had the last 3 or 4 years, but to thrive and grow in that period of time. And it's really based on a very strong, fundamentally strong balance sheet and capital, which allowed us to take advantage of growth opportunities that the market presented us, and we've grown substantially in the last 3 years.
In those opportunities, how important is the strength of your employee base, your management team, the workplace culture that this award is recognizing?
It's all about the employees. I think when it comes down to it, it's the employees that make this happen. I think we've seen in the history of corporate America where certain companies get out ahead of with growth strategies, get out ahead of what their organization can actually accomplish. And we were very careful in that we didn't do that, and we prepared ourselves for it with good people that were ready to take on additional challenge and to be able to absorb the growth into the company. And through that process, employees had lots of personal opportunity for career growth, and they rose to the challenge and did a great job through this growth in the last couple of years.
Heritage has been known for years for a very strong culture, of a strong team effort. Has it been difficult to maintain that as you expanded the size of the bank?
Jeff, that was something we talked a lot about before we began the expansion process. Is the organization ready for the expansion? And once we did grow, we wanted to maintain the corporate culture we've carefully created. A lot of people ask, how do you define a community bank? And they tend to attempt to define a community bank by its size. We believe a community bank is defined by its culture, and we've worked hard to maintain the culture over a growing geographic footprint, now from Portland to Seattle. And in that process, it was very important that we maintain that culture. And you've heard a lot about our sourdough pancakes that we do. And one of the things our management team talked about when we begin to grow and acquire banks is, could we take this show on the road, so to speak, to Portland and Seattle? And it was something we felt very strongly we needed to continue, and we have.
What is the return to the owners of Heritage Bank, your shareholders? What's the return for all of this emphasis on the workplace?
You know, I tell our employees frequently that if they do their jobs, if we have a happy, productive employee base, the bottom line takes care of itself. And I believe that strongly. And we focus a lot on taking care of our employees, making sure they get the training and the assistance and the communication. I think communication cannot be overemphasized during these processes, to where they understand what's expected of them, and they've done a great job for us.
Thanks for being with us, and thanks again to you and the leadership. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jeff, and thanks to you and your group too. We appreciate it.
And I think that comes from the top down. Just Brian's leadership really drives that, reinforces that every day. That the culture, customer service, exceeding expectations is really what makes Heritage Bank successful. So I think customer service we definitely focus on the back room as well as on the front end to customers as well.
I love recruiting because I love the bank so much, and so it's really easy to sell the bank because it's something that I love.
Now, I've been here since the 90s, so I've really appreciated the bank. This is where I first opened up a savings account at. And in terms of how they've treated me as a customer, I decided to work here. And how much they're a part of the community here, and how much they care and participate, donate, and be a part of it, is why I'm still here, because I care so much about this community specifically.
From the largest employer recognized to this, the smallest honoree in 2012 Top Places to Work. This is the office of Doty, Beardsley, Rosengren & Company, a certified public accounting practice in Tacoma with just over 20 employees. And this is Paul Doty, principal shareholder of the firm that's described by employees as feeling like family. Since we're now in tax season, it's a very busy family that we see. So tell us, how do you create a family environment in a company? How do you have a place that's fun to work?
Well, we just try to treat people as family. We're sitting here in our family room,
exactly,
as you can see. So the whole atmosphere around the office is one of a big family. We just try to take care of each other as we try to take care of our clients.
Now, this is a busy tax season. How do you prepare for that? And then how do you keep your employees relaxed and focused?
We do a lot of planning ahead of time to make the work as efficient as we can, and then we put a lot of thought into how to keep people excited, and what can we do for them to make their lives a little bit easier. We have weekly massages. We have a fully staffed our kitchen with food, all the food you can possibly want. You can eat 3 meals a day here or more. We have weekly gifts that we give away. We have little prizes, and we try to have a celebration of some kind all the time. There's always something going on. St. Patrick's Day or Valentine's Day or Mardi Gras, or there's always something that we're planning and looking forward to. So just a lot of fun.
So it's a way for employees to encourage each other, to be in on each other's lives and celebrate successes, as well as support each other during challenging times too.
Yeah, we're here in the office a lot together, and we do what we can to keep the group to get together and just as just a big happy family as much as possible.
And 6 days a week during tax season.
Yes, tax season at least 6 days a week. And one of the things we do on each Saturday is we take turns bringing in breakfast, cooking breakfast, and it's become quite a contest of who can outdo everyone else and bring the most elaborate breakfast in. So that's something we look forward to each week as well.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about the different kinds of clientele that you work with. You have 20 employees, but
we think of ourselves mostly as corporate accountants. We have a lot of business clients. We do a lot of auditing and tax work for some very large all privately held local businesses, but some very large ones for a firm of our size. We also do a number of 1040s, as any CPA firm does, but we have quite a variety of work, and very challenging work for our staff to do, which is another thing that keeps them interested and motivated and excited about their jobs.
Well, and how do you look for new employees? It's a happy family, but how do you attract the best of the best?
We offer a very good benefit package. Of course, it's the office atmosphere and the challenge of work is very exciting for people, and we care a lot about fit. So when we interview someone, we parade them through the office. Several different people will talk to them at different levels within the firm, and that's how we choose. You know, they have to be technically good and have all the education, but we focus on the fit. How will they fit in the family here?
Okay. So you have a lot of benefits. You make sure that your employees like the ones that are coming in, and they also feel comfortable here. Do you plan in the next 5 years to keep the firm the same size, or where do you want to go?
We are in a growth mode right now. We're trying to grow, although we hope to grow at a slow and steady pace, not explosive growth. We're planning to add probably 2 staff people a year for the foreseeable future.
But not spread yourself too thin.
No.
All right, well, thank you very much, Paul Doty, and congratulations on winning the top small business place to work.
Thank you.
Paul and I have been together for over 30 plus years, and that right there says a lot just in that. We've had probably 6 or 7 other employees who are working on 10 plus years here also. We have a lot of people who, once they've come in the door, they feel that closeness and that family kind of tie, and the caring and the giving that we have. And
Fun is most definitely a big part of Delano's Coffee Roasters. Fun, in fact, is one of 6 words that make up the mission statement. Captain of all that fun, captain of the Delano's team, David Morris. Tell us about 6 words.
6 words, which are help people, make friends, and have fun. By help people, which is our mission statement we've lived from the beginning of our company 20 years ago. Help people means help customers, help each other. Make friends means become friends with our customers. Everyone wants to do business with friends, and they tend to not leave you if they actually become your friend. And then have fun, which is really important. It's not all-encompassing, but it is still a very important part of our culture is fun.
Part of fun is having the CEO's desk on wheels. We happen to be camped in the main entrance to your building.
Yes, every once in a while I whip out the mobile desk and write about it in my blog. And I sit here so I can see where all the action is, and I've went up there with the customer service girls and hung out there for a while. I've hung in the lobby here. I've been in several different departments, so I just get a real feel for what's really going on in my business.
So the whole atmosphere of fun, David, obvious to even our viewers that that's an important part of the culture. Is it good business?
Very good business. I'll tell you why. There's 3 main things that form our culture here at Delano's. One, of course, is having a mission statement and core values that aren't just things that are written on a wall, but things you actually live by. We actually make decisions based on the core values that we've set out for ourselves. Number 2 is public appreciation. We have a Monday morning meeting. We just changed the name of it because we've been doing it on Friday for the last 6 months, but it's still been called the Monday morning meeting. And it's a really fun meeting where we play games and all get together for a couple hours. But at the end of that meeting, each employee gets a chance to recognize each other with extra mile awards and things like that. So, and then the third thing, which most people don't think of as fun, is accountability. But a fun workplace is one where you know what your expectations are, and expectations are communicated clear for you. So,
your company is now 20 years old. How has the culture, how has the environment, has any of that changed in 20 years?
How has it changed? It is a lot easier to keep a fun and creative culture going when there's 5 people. And as we grow to now, we have up to 70 employees, I think, at any given time. Plus temps, it gets to be a challenge, but with those solid core values that we constantly refer to and live by, we're able to continue to keep the culture going, and it's worked out really well.
It's no less important with 70 people than it was with 5.
No, it's even more important.
So is the Culture Club part of an effort to engage others in maintaining and spreading the culture?
Yes, we have a club made up of volunteers here in the company that their sole responsibility is to continue the culture here at Delano's. So they come up with different events, like we do the Dilly Awards, which is like after the Academy Awards. We do tons of fun stuff throughout the year. They come up with ideas. Our latest thing we have here is a little coin here. We have a company number, it's 22. And this coin is what I call the $22 handshake. So me and my brother Chris both have these coins always in our pocket. And if we catch an employee doing something exceptionally good, or doing something right, we give them what we call a $22 handshake and leave the coin. Then they can take this coin upstairs to finance and get $22 cash. So it's just a fun little reward system and a little recognition thing that we came up with.
Part of what makes a top place to work is the family feeling or the culture feeling. You've even got a family foundation. Tell us about that.
The Family Foundation is it's actually, we just changed it to the Delano's Family Relief Fund. And it's a totally voluntary foundation that you can donate to on a monthly basis. And we have 70 employees, and I can proudly say that 100% of all our employees donate anywhere between $1 and $100 a month to this fund. And the fund is set up for a family running into a hardship, say they have a fire, a medical emergency, something that's not covered by our insurance. It gives them the ability to have some relief from a hardship.
Congratulations. It's a great story. Love telling it. And a top place to work, a medium-sized company. Delano's Coffee Roasters.
Perfect. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
There's one more honoree that we want to recognize in today's program, and that is the 2012 nonprofit Top Place to Work. This is the West Tacoma home of Hope Sparks Family Services, a newer name for one of the region's human service nonprofit agencies going back to 1895. David Dway is the Chief Executive Officer for Hope Sparks, which is known for making a difference in the lives of community members in need. What does that mean?
For community members in need?
Yes.
It means that our mission is to strengthen families by encouraging confidence to make a lasting change. And our theme last year was a lasting change. This year it's courage and confidence. And our focus is the community. If you look at our facility, it's a beautiful facility. And last year we served 4,500 families, and 80% of those are low income. But we don't treat them like low income. We treat them like families that really just need our services, need a little boost, need some help, and we have different programs that will help do that.
Now this organization became Hope Sparks just 2 years ago. How has that changed the organization?
Well, the timing was great, and we received a grant from Rusty George Creative to do a name change, and we changed our website and to really sort of reinvent ourselves. And the timing was perfect because not only do we have a new name, Hope Sparks, but we also have really embraced some different programs that are really proven to work through the University of Washington and Harborview up in Seattle. And it's really changed the culture of our organization. We're constantly trying to improve. And going from a maintenance standpoint from a family to really an improvement standpoint.
So it's an all-round services sort of function.
It is. We have everything from we can help with basic needs if you're a relative raising like a grandchild or a niece or a nephew, to counseling, to and a lot of our services are actually in the community.
Well, it's a beautiful facility here, but let me ask, you've hit the recession in the past couple of years. The organization has survived for more than 100 years, but how has that changed your clientele?
I think how it's changed our clientele is we're seeing more basic needs. We're seeing more family members raising maybe a niece or a nephew through our Relatives Raising Children program. We're seeing more need to help keep those kids maybe out of the system and with grandma and grandpa, and so we can provide them food or rent assistance to really help keep them in their homes.
So you're strengthening the family core,
Yes,
whatever that may be.
We are.
Well,
Yeah.
it's obviously a high-stress environment, too, working with some of these cases on a day-to-day basis. How do you handle that with your staff?
With our staff, we're very, very purposeful. We talk a lot about vicarious trauma, which is really if you're dealing with a child who's been through a very traumatic situation, you might adapt some of the things, or really we have empathetic staff, so they need empathy, but at the same time, we need them to stay healthy. So we talk about how to you either exercise or diet, and talking through some of the things. You know, there's many staff meetings where you hear a story, people will just start to cry because it's so difficult. But we're sharing those experiences together, and we have ways to help people go home so they don't carry these problems with them at home is really the goal.
It's a culture of wellness.
It is yeah, that's a great way to put it. It is a culture of wellness, and it's very important. We actually set aside time for our wellness programs, and for either working out at the Y or something else like that. We really encourage it.
So where do you go from here as far as encouraging your employees, building your clients, and supporting each other?
Well, in the last year, we were really sort of at a let's improve what we're doing mode. We didn't really want to grow for a while. We're really in a growth mode right now. There's a lot of opportunities because of we've got a great board and came up with a great strategic plan. And in that strategic plan is a couple of things about our staff. One is just how to treat them, how important they are. And we actually, it was very interesting. 4 years ago, we put in the strategic plan to be a top places to work. And we did that because, it's like, if our staff are voting for it. And so we found what are the qualifications for a top place to work, and we started making decisions based on that, which is actually really fun to see this sort of come full circle.
Well, it looks like it has come full circle. And thank you, David Dway, and congratulations on being a top place to work.
Thank you.
Foremost is the mission. I feel really blessed to be a part of the mission. The work we do benefits children and families and the community, and I'm proud to be a part of that, and it's very fulfilling. The people that I work with are skilled and passionate and invested in the mission, and for all of us here, it's more than a job.
More than 30 separate companies and nonprofit organizations participated in this year's Top Places to Work program. These are the honorees in each of the 5 evaluation criteria. They are as small as 5 employees up to as large as several hundred in many different industries, from construction to healthcare, professional services and education to social services. Congratulations to them all. We want to thank a number of corporate sponsors for making production of this program possible. Rainier Connect, Northwest Media Company, Elliott Bay Web Design, Done Right Handyman Services, FTEmagazine.com, and Mobility Hosting. Our appreciation also to Rainier Connect for their sponsorship of today's episode. We'll be back again next week, same time, same channel, for another episode of South Sound Business Report.